Yeah, yeah, you can find them.
But you can find both pages too.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting place out there.
I've heard that from people.
Beautiful. Golly, everybody
Yeah.
should see the scenery once.
We're going to stand and say the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Consider for approval of minutes and agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and agenda.
Motion by Bill, second by Terry. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 9 a.m. Public hearing for DD 47 annexation report.
Okay, I'm going to give you a copy. There isn't a lot to this.
Ready to open the public hearing?
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for DD 47 annexation report.
I'll second it. Motion by Jensen, second by Derby to open the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, I'll just give you a quick summary. This district is like a lot of districts we get into when we end up with a reclassification. We find discrepancies on parcels that should be in the district but have not been paying in the district. This one was that way. They're nearly always on the border, and the map that shows this at the back of your report has the red shaded areas for the areas to be annexed. And the very north one and the very south one are examples of what we see the most, where the original boundary followed a quarter section line. I'm sorry, Dan. Okay. Where you can just see it's obvious. Drainage just doesn't stop at a quarter line necessarily. I mean, and have a straight line. So this annexation corrects that situation. This one also had several parcels in Lake Mills that fell in the watershed, but were not paying. That's why we ended up with so many parcels. If it had just been the rural parcels, we probably only had about 3 or 4 entries. But with this, you can see we have, you can count the pages. But because it's town parcels also, those are typically small. So we're only annexing a little over 24 acres into the district. So, study that a minute. The reclassification then went forward, including these, anticipating that these would be added.
This is all done on topographical surveys and
Yes, yes.
to create
Best available information.
accuracy point of
It's very close. It's,
take what
oh,
a few feet or
yeah, yeah. You know, keep in mind this original boundary was probably drawn by people on horseback out there riding. The LiDAR, we use a lot of LiDAR information anymore, which is the satellite imagery. It's not perfect, but it's the best that's out there right now, short of actually going out and surveying these properties. We also use, like in town, we'll use storm sewer maps to interpret where it goes.
I suppose sometimes in towns, cities have their own way of doing a storm sewer, and it could change as they change.
Yes, correct. we got enough to figure out that we're fine with what we did here. I'm always glad when someone else's does it, so I'm sure mine's off.
I just can't believe that people can't get their phones turned off.
Stop it.
Careful, yours might ring.
Very
You
good.
got
Oh,
your-
yeah, let me double check it. I did turn
I
it down
just-
for this one, but yeah, you know,
I'm checking mine right now.
Yeah, you wait for the call to come through before you can turn it down.
Uh-huh.
I called somebody the other day, didn't realize that his grandmother had died. He was at the funeral.
Oh,
Luckily, he had his phone turned off.
yeah.
And like when I called him back, I realized that shortly after that, I realized that man, I called him back. And I said, gee, it's your phone turned off.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
Well, so since this is a public hearing, I guess I'd entertain any questions or comments
Sure.
from anybody out there.
I don't really understand where we are here, you know?
Okay, what property do you have?
Okay,
We have a right straight north of Lake Mills, about 3 miles.
this is the town,
Town?
this is town,
Town.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. All of this is town.
okay.
So if you look at that little red part in the top that was added,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's Third Avenue in Lake Mills that's under construction.
okay, right
Oh,
now,
okay.
That's Third Avenue.
All right.
we live on,
102 South Harrison.
102
South
South Harrison.
Harrison.
Yes.
I don't know where Harrison.
That's a north-south street, isn't it?
Yep,
It's
that's
right.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah.
So you're inside the red. You're somewhere in here.
yeah,
Yeah.
so,
And
well,
yours
we,
was-
yeah,
So what was your
in
name?
charge,
Odegaard.
Odegaard.
Okay, and you're on the
My
list?
dad was Lynn Skellinger, we're living in his house.
Okay. So
So-
is it listed under Skellinger then?
No, it's when they died, they changed out of Odegaard.
So what'll happen is this district was created, so many years ago, and so they didn't have all the sewer systems and what they did in Lake Mills. But it still uses some of the county tile.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you will probably have a charge, but it might be $15 or something like that. It won't be a huge amount.
Uh-huh.
Because there's 689 parcels in this.
Uh-huh,
So there's a lot of people.
uh-huh.
Are they gonna redo it then, or?
No, we had a project that was done last year and I didn't feel like the classification was right. I didn't feel like the right people were paying, so I wanted to make sure that the classification was correct before I sent out a bill for that.
It's not fair to have, your water running through something you're not paying for in a sense.
Uh-huh.
Or having your water, getting charged for something where your water isn't going. And it's all about making sure that you get it all straightened out.
Uh-huh.
Are you just on one lot, or?
Yeah,
Well,
we're just on.
it's a big lot.
Okay.
It's almost like,
It's a corner lot.
it's
what it
Okay.
is.
like.
Okay.
So you just have the one parcel, correct?
On that
Okay,
part.
so it looks like it's gonna be, the $45,000 that we're possibly going to bill for next year, yours might be $25.
Oh,
So it's not a huge
No,
amount. But we just have to tell everyone what we're
right,
doing,
uh-huh.
so.
on here, you don't have all the tile lines in, do you? 'Cause
We've attempted to show all the county tile.
yeah, I get a county tile running through mine and it doesn't show anything here. It's a 15-inch.
What section are you in?
You're to the west of Grotwald, right?
Okay, you said there's 105, above that, so it'd be. I think it'd be this one right here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's that one. That's the county tile. Right on the edge of your property, isn't it?
So up here is not in the district. Above this red line is not in the district.
It's another district.
It's a
Oh,
different
okay.
district.
So I'll bet that's a
Yeah,
deal.
does that make sense?
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
kind of the top of the hill, and
So then
part
we
of it goes south, part of it goes north. Yep.
So then we didn't put in those tiles.
I think
Just
that,
put
I
those in
got
here.
I think
Okay,
everything to the
'cause
north
that's-
might go into DD 92,
Yeah.
where that ditch is.
All this, all my water, this main comes from 169 all the way across,
Okay,
and it dumps into where Ryman on Third Avenue.
all right.
So does it dump into this tile that's going north here?
Well, they just put in a new one, 48 inch, dumps into that one.
Not a county one?
No, that's a city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you don't put city.
No, no.
But their outlet, is that
Well,
into the ditch, or does that go through
I
ours?
thought it went to the ditch,
Okay,
cities.
The city water, well, it was a tile way back when.
Yes, we have some of those old maps.
And then now they switched over and dumped it into the city storm sewer. Because the city at Highway 69, that's where they get rid of the water. Comes all the way down, dumps in at Grimy.
you're talking about 105, right?
No,
Oh, the county
on
road.
69. Goes way up there
Way up there,
where Fleet Guard and,
yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Well, not Fleet, well, no, it's Winnebago, but.
And that's not in this district.
Right.
That wouldn't be in on this.
Right, right.
Okay. That
Does
makes
that make
sense.
any sense then?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it is a county tile though.
But we're not, if it's in a different district, we don't have those listed on here. We just have this
Okay,
district
right.
on here.
And we don't list the city storm sewer either,
No,
so.
no, I understand that.
Okay.
I just, eventually, this tile in there is 8 inches in the ground. But it's in the CRP and all that good stuff.
So it's
I would like to apply to lower it so I can drain that. Mine is farmland, it isn't
Right.
wetland. But that would be in a different district. Okay.
So now, in classification, you have a city storm sewer system. Does that reflect upon the classifications for all these city parcels if they have other sources of drainage?
It depends on the situation. We take it into account, like if it's, sometimes a storm sewer will take some of this district in another direction.
Okay.
If that's the case, we significantly reduce the benefit.
Okay.
If it's all within the same district, doesn't necessarily affect it.
Okay.
They still have the benefit of having that county tile available, so. There's more effect as far as reduction if it takes water away from the district.
Any other comments or questions?
No.
You bet. No,
And
that's
that's why
good.
we have these public hearings.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came. Well, hearing no other comments or questions, I guess I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for DD 47 annexation report.
I'll second the motion. Motion from Jen Swope and a second from Derby. Close the public hearing for DD 47 annexation report. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consider for approval DD 47 annexation report. I guess I can make a motion to approve the DD 47 annexation report.
I'll second it.
A motion from Derby and a second from Jenslow. All those in favor say aye. Aye. opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public hearing for DD 47 reclassification report.
I'll make a motion to
Well, yeah, go ahead.
open a public hearing for DD 47 reclassification report.
I'll second the motion. Motion from Jens Vogt and a second from Derby to open the public hearing for DD 47 reclassification report. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, explain this one.
Okay, let me give you. Am I picking things up? No. This is the one that actually shows the costs. I don't anticipate.
And it's listed by parcel, I already have, thank you, and not by my names. So, I think I found it on page 4 or 5 or somewhere there.
I'll just briefly explain procedure with this. Reclassification assigns benefits to every parcel in the watershed. And the drainage code simply says the parcel that's getting the highest benefit, you assign 100 points per acre. And then all the other parcels in the district, you graduate down based on lesser benefit. That's really it. So it gives you a lot of room for how you interpret that. The commissioners been working with on this have been very good. Tim Missel and Harlan Nyhus, and they're very good. They understand drainage. They want to try and be fair on all this, and what you see is a result of our working with them to finalize this report. The full report covers every lateral in the district. What I've handed out is for the main tile, because everybody pays on the main tile. So, and that's how the cost will be spread at this time. There was like 31,000 or something like that in debt. There was a cost of the reclassification then to come in yet, so we spread $45,000 in the report. You can see even at $45,000, there are a lot of properties paying very little. By the time you get down to one lot in town, it gets fairly low. That's the whole idea. This then will be used for future reference. If any work is done on a lateral, Chris will use this report to figure out what everybody would pay on it. Like I said, what you have in front of you now is the main tile one. One of the adjustments we make on these is if there's some distance that the parcel is from the main, we do some reductions. This one, the biggest reduction we got down to was 25%. And that included the town lots, because there are some of the properties or parcels the furthest from the main tile. So they got a 25% reduction. Another thing we take into account is use. Ag land use. We establish that there's actually less benefit to them compared to relieving flooding from a house, for example. So ag ground is typically 0 to 10 points, residential 20 to 40 points, and commercial 40 to 100. A lot of commercial properties are completely hard surfaced. And drainage attorneys will tell you one benefit that you're paying for if your land is completely covered with hard surface, you're paying for someone else to handle your water, and that's a benefit. So even though yours runs off and you maybe don't have flooding problems, there's still a benefit, significant benefit. Someone has to deal with your water. That's basic procedure, and what you see here is a result of this.
Is there any questions from anyone on this? This is a public hearing, so you're welcome to ask any questions or comments or. I'll let you absorb it a little bit. A lot to take in.
Did you find yours?
We found the one, the one that's, on page 10.
Yes,
Okay.
yep, yep.
Okay. Okay.
And this 45,000 that was used, that would cover a pretty good repair again.
Mhm.
So hopefully, many, many years before you have anything significant. So,
The other one.
Where is the other parcel located?
Well, we have, one's next to school, 104 South Fourth Avenue West, and then we have, duplex at,
Oh, yeah, we got two on that
yep,
street.
we have two on the other street.
Are they in your name?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I just found the one and went with it, sorry.
But they're on the, closer to, on the other side of the school.
Oh, yeah, that might be a different district.
Yeah,
Yeah, they go down toward the creamery there.
okay,
I'm trying to look here. Yeah,
They're both on-
Lake Street is probably kind of the dividing line.
uh-huh,
So if it's up towards the west of Lake Street, it would probably be in a
yeah.
different district.
okay,
Different district.
Alright.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
so it's not
we're just
affected by this.
going, we have two
Okay.
places, a duplex and a house right here. Okay,
so it sounds like,
okay.
outside boundary of this. Is there any work scheduled on the other district they're talking about, I wonder?
I just sent out a letter for DD 92, but that's more north.
Okay,
Okay. If it's in a district, because there's
And I
a
wonder if
lot
it's
of
in,
wetlands to the west of town.
I wonder if it's in two then. Which we already did all that.
There's two more on the north end, and I don't see it. I thought there's a district there, it's brown there, but I don't know, is that an overlap district? It must be
Yeah,
part of,
that's
it
it.
must be part of the DD two.
Doesn't have a designation on it.
So because of the overlap with the city.
Yeah.
Makes it look a
Right.
different color.
Yeah,
Okay,
because they did
so-
the shading of the,
Yeah.
But there is a gap in between.
and that could be,
There's that ridge
That
of the
happens.
town
Yep.
that probably
Okay.
isn't in a district.
that could easily be.
So it might not be in a district. We'd have to look
Sounds
it up.
good.
There you
That's a
go,
win.
yeah, there you go.
Not guaranteed that.
Yeah.
There's a gap there, whether it's in that gap or not.
but if you haven't been billed in the last couple of years for those two, then I'm guessing it's not in the district.
Oh, okay.
Because two just had a whole bunch.
We
of
just
work.
had, we cleaned out the whole ditch, you would have seen that. Any other questions? Do you have any?
Maybe mine might.
So, yours is just in the north end of it, north of Third Avenue.
Well, the house is,
Oh,
block off of south,
south of WCTA or
no, south of, Third Avenue.
south?
It's on Harrison.
Okay.
And it's just in your name, or,
Might be in Joanne's, I don't know.
okay, cause got her on
Yep.
page 2.
Oh, that on page. Oh, is that,
Near the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
page 2.
Near the bottom of page 2.
oh, that's the 20.
And it tells you how many acres are in it. So yeah, the
that's north
18.45 of
north
it.
Third Avenue then, right?
That's north of Third Avenue.
So there should be another one south of Third Avenue.
Yep.
Who lives near you?
Let's see, Dean Olson lives across the street.
Here's another one on page 6. That must be your house. Are you in Helges's first edition?
Yep.
That must be your house. That's like $13.
I don't know if it's worth that.
Well, I'm sure we can help you out. There's got to be some grants somewhere.
There you go, I'm for it.
Somebody will pay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's 2. Is there any more than that?
nope.
Those are the 2?
Well, Eastgate, but we sold that, I don't know how that worked out.
That's somebody else's problem, no.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, is everybody satisfied with the answers then? All right.
I'll make a motion to approve DD 40,
Close the public
or
hearing.
close the public hearing for DD 47 reclassification report.
I'll second the motion. On a motion by Jens Wolf and second by Derby to close the public hearing on DD 47 reclassification report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I'll make a motion to approve the DD 47 reclassification report.
I'll second it.
Motion by Derby and a second by Jensvold to approve the DD 47 reclassification report. All those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I'd like to know if I can switch myself for
Well,
Scott.
since Scott's not here,
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll entertain.
I usually try to change that and I forgot this
So
time.
we're moving down to number 7.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. Couple things. I did speak with the trustees of DD 10. We had talked about DD 10 and 11 and possibly annexing them into 11. And at this time, they do not want to do that. They want to remain their own district, which is fine. So I have a couple suggestions that I'd like to explore or see what you guys think. Kind of, here's the map. So we were talking about annexing in this to the river in DD 11.
Right.
And then also this. What I'm wondering is, because DD 10 wants to remain their own, if we can annex this in as one district, be like 11 Lower Main.
And it charges
And
an outlet
that
fee to
way,
the other
yeah, so that way 11 pays into it and 10 pays into it, but 10 won't pay into 11.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Right.
So I wanna talk to the trustees about that, because that would give them the better outlet here, going all the way to the ditch. They are just a tile system, so I wanna make sure that they're okay with that. Otherwise, if they don't wanna do that, do we have to annex that in? And if we don't annex this in, you know, if we just made this 11,
We still have an outlet.
would they still have to pay? Right. I'm trying to make it get as many questions as I can answer. So, that's just what I'm wondering.
What's your thoughts?
Preference would be to try and do the whole thing. It'd
Yeah,
be,
just one district where they
Yeah.
all outletted.
yes,
Mhm.
that'd be the cleanest by far.
That's, and that's what I think too. I think they'll be okay with that because they're not gonna pay for this.
Right.
They would only pay if there's any work done here.
Okay, so now, would these people pay for any work here?
They should.
Okay,
Well, yes, because it's all gonna be done.
Can it be reclassified out
Yes.
as a branch?
it could be. What I was gonna say is it can be reclassified where they're getting some reduction for any work here, because they're not using the whole thing.
Right.
Can be handled that way.
But if you're
That's a certain
classifying this from
percentage
the
of it.
start, I'm just wondering, can that just be a lateral of this? And this has an outlet to that lateral, this has an outlet.
Could
to
be,
the main.
yeah. It's
How
just a
hard
matter
is
of
that?
labeling. It's not that hard.
Then they wouldn't have to pay a thing on this.
Right,
And
that's
I know
true.
there's some people that would
Yeah, that'd be a lot
not
cleaner
have-
for them.
not wanna pay
Yes,
on that part of it.
yes.
Aren't using it.
Yeah, that's just a matter of labeling it and filing an affidavit is what I've been told before to change what something's labeled.
And we wouldn't have to change it because
No,
it's
'cause
not
it'd
part
be
of the
new.
district anyway, it's
There
all
you go.
new.
There you
So,
go.
it's just a new,
I think it'd be best, in my opinion, to have a lateral there, so we're
Sure.
from the
Okay.
get-go.
so this is,
Identified it,
this could be a lower main and this could be a lateral.
upper main or something. Or not.
Well, this is already 11.
Yeah,
We have to come up with something, but it
we
could be
can.
its own.
It'd be easy enough
Yeah.
to come up with.
But as long as we're creating it now.
Yes.
now's the time to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
What do you think?
Because
No,
10
no,
would have
that
to
makes
be,
sense.
10 wouldn't have to be classified, it would just have to be added into here. I
Right,
mean, you would just
right.
take out the parcels for that.
There would be a levy to them
Mm-hmm.
for work, yeah.
How do you determine that outlet? You go by the number of acres they're encompassing and
Yes, that's the
Benefit.
main thing. Yeah, main thing is the acres. We look at it, is the drainage situation different? For example, like if this one had been redone and they now had a 1-inch coefficient, working on their outlet would be more benefit to them than someone that had a 1/4-inch coefficient. So, yeah, that'd be part of the consideration.
and beyond that, we send them an outlet bill
Yes,
and then
Well-
they just go to their classification.
Yes.
to-
to pay it.
Well, and actually, they would be in the classification already, so I wouldn't have to send a separate bill, it's just they're in it for what they need to be. Their assessment is already pre-done.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
It's already
yes.
set.
Yes.
It's just like a bill. It's just like you're getting a bill for work done.
Like everybody does.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's one thing. And then we were talking earlier, he almost has the report ready for 11, for the possible improvement.
Have a draft
Yeah.
done that includes 2 options with open ditch on the part of it.
So what I asked him is if we can do that in mid-November, before any farmers would leave for the winter, to get their opinion on what they would like to see done.
The sooner the better.
Right, so would that work for you guys? And then what he would do is he has a pre-class done, so he's got the tile people classified, because even if you extend the ditch, the tile people are paying for that extension. And then there would be another class after that, because then the ditch would be longer, and then there's people that are in the ditch and not the tile.
So there's gonna be classification for the improvement, and there's gonna be a different classification
For when it's done.
There you go.
Yes.
And we've done that multiple times
Yeah.
in counties.
That way we know who pays for what
It
project.
doesn't take a lot,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't cost a lot extra to do that because you've already got all the parcels and the acres and, yeah.
Sliding that point,
Yes,
Exactly,
yes.
yeah,
Yes.
so,
I think that would be best.
does that work for you guys? Okay. All right, well, I will talk to 10, just to tell them again what we talked about, and just see what they think about that.
What kind of timeline do you think we're looking at for that whole report?
Yeah, you don't have to stay.
Well,
I mean, it's fun.
I'm gonna get contact information Chris has on
Evidently not that fun.
Army Corps and, we've worked with the Army Corps in our sovereign lands, NRCS before, but I want to be sure to use the contact she has for your area. And then it's a matter of, I envision this as being, we're gonna apply for a permit to clean out the trees, basically, and maybe the islands in the middle of the ditch. And that's probably all we're gonna be able to do and not call it an improvement. I see that happening first, and then down the road an improvement probably. Just getting the trees and the islands out of that is gonna do a lot
Yeah.
for people upstream. I mean, and I don't know if you have somebody local that does tree work that you could have them come in and do.
Harvest type work.
Ye-
Rooting out too.
We'll have to look at how each of them are gonna be handled. There'd be some in the bottom, I've noticed some in the bottom when I drove it the other day, that we'd hope to root out. I mean, but we'd have to work with the
Some of them are
contractor.
probably gonna be a lot of damage if you root them.
There you go, exactly. That's why we would try and work with the contractor that you brought in to make decisions as he went on it. We'd meet with him originally to get started and then check on it once in a while, cause they'll have questions.
And I don't know, I know Corey Jurgens just did that project with 39 and 37 in Hancock. And I don't know if he did the trees or if he had somebody else.
We hired a guy from southeast of here, I can't remember the name of the town now.
Okay,
They came in and, wanted lumber to build pallets out of it.
okay,
So they found that guy, so they saved a lot of money by doing it that way.
right, right.
Because the guy had an actual use.
That's good.
So there's that.
Yeah.
And then did
we
Larson
could-
do the ones on DD5 themselves? Over by the golf course and, I don't remember, I don't know. But those are the only two times I can remember taking out a bunch of trees.
Seems like they did do it enough.
I think so, but I can't remember. So there's at least a couple people we can ask.
Yeah, we look back and see who the contractor was.
So I guess my concern for timeline is, one of the property owners down there at the bottom would like to see it done this fall.
Mhm.
We can't.
Oh, I don't know if we'll get that done.
This permitting can take some time.
That and we have to, because of,
The
so
cutting of the trees can be done, can't they?
Right
we don't have
now-
a classification for that.
Right, you don't have anybody to bill for it,
Okay.
Yeah.
is the issue. We're gonna need to go through this annexation to really handle it properly, I think.
Right,
Or is it annexation or is it creation of a new district?
I would say annexation,
It's a simple process.
yes,
yeah.
yes. Quite a bit simpler. So yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna be hard to meet that quicker timeline,
But they
but
can still do stuff like that in the winter.
yeah. They can at least do all the cutting. Some of them like to work in the winter on it.
But I don't know if we'll get that done. It's already September. I mean, we
Yeah.
still have to do hearings and letters and.
Yeah,
And get a classification of it. I don't know.
we've got the parcels figured out as far as annexation, so it won't take a lot to put that
Okay, good.
report together.
Okay.
We do
Because
need
we're
to-
treating it as two different projects.
Yes,
The lower part and then the improvement part.
Right.
So,
They are.
I mean, that's good, but
Yeah.
I don't wanna have to have people come in multiple times either. Save on postage, save on time, his time and all
Make the
that.
whole district.
Yeah,
yes, yes.
so the more we can do at one time, the better. So,
I'll make him aware of that. Then.
Okay,
Not gonna be what he wants to hear.
but it looks very promising as far as moving forward.
Alternative is he does it himself.
There you go. Yeah,
so that brings me to my next project of Buffalo Creek.
Raging.
The raging. I have talked to a couple people at the Army Corps and DNR. What I would like to do, what I recommend for you guys to do, is pawn this off on, no, on an engineer who will really know, because I feel we need to create a district for all the people who are gonna have to pay into it.
Now,
And it
will
would-
this involve consider?
Well, I don't know.
Looks like it dips into Hancock.
Well, they said that it doesn't.
Hancock, but they're dipping us.
Yeah.
So they say they don't have any part of it. Cassuth County did agree to clean their portion also. I don't know if we wanna do this jointly, or if they wanna find their own person.
Roger should be agreeable on that.
Yeah, and they had talked about it at a meeting.
And it really should be done, whoever's water dumps into it should be,
Yeah, there's quite a bit that goes through that.
So are we talking about creating a joint district with Cassuth? Or would their portion just be their own?
Some of Hancock's water goes in there,
I don't,
so.
they said that it doesn't.
Was the one we just did, that
Yeah,
joint drainage
37,
district, 37, 39.
Oh, yeah, yep, you're right.
Because
Sorry.
the big complaint with that one is we fixed this here, but we didn't fix the plug here, so it really didn't do much good
But
here.
if you look at the area that is affected by Buffalo Creek drainage, there's a small portion.
Oh, yeah,
But they,
yeah.
I think every district south of there probably joins with Hancock.
So this is gonna be huge, is what I'm saying. It's going to be,
Dry.
And Buffalo Creek does go through Hancock County.
that's what I think, but they.
Yeah, you said that
I
before the
know,
meeting.
that's what I think
Yeah.
you do too, but They
Unless
said
it
that
just disappears.
or maybe that's a different, I don't know, it's on this map too, it goes right here, so,
Yeah, no,
I think
it
so
was
too.
pretty plain to me when I looked at it.
So anyway, what are our thoughts? Do we want to have, this has just been a petition by a guy to clean this. What are we going to do? A, are we going to do a tri-county district? Because that involves having hearings with all of that. We still need an engineer because we need to know who's gonna pay into it.
Do we need to have a meeting with, all three boards?
I think so.
Because if we start down this path,
Mhm.
hire an engineer, you almost have to upfront determine who's paying for the engineer upfront until everything gets resolved, right? And if it all falls apart, we don't wanna pay for it, who's paying the bill?
Right.
Unless you create the district first, and then we'll know who all's gonna be paying them how much. You know, even if you don't officially create it, if you
Because-
fictitiously create it,
Right.
this is what we gotta decide on.
So when we were talking earlier, it looks like, you know, possibly DD 34.
Right.
Maybe they're a tile system and maybe they don't outlet into it. So maybe they don't need to pay into it. I mean, I don't know. Where does their water go?
Or does
Because-
Buffalo Creek come around here?
So that's just questions
this-
I don't know.
This water here flows up, but it ends up in Buffalo Creek anyway.
It does.
It does,
Okay.
yes. This
So
whole thing right in here all flows into Buffalo Creek into Cassuth County through a main that is undersized.
Well, of course it is. So,
You can say that in every district in our county.
Yeah,
It's,
it's just,
Some of the ground that we farm is drowned out.
so then
That
how
main
big is
undersized.
Buffalo Creek and Cassuth County? I'm wondering, do they need to hire an engineer for the project if they have more of a portion? Who do we think has a bigger portion?
And that's one of the things where if we create the fictitious district,
I think we just need to have a meeting with all three
And then
counties.
everybody needs to bring their maps. and
Yep.
we can
Yeah.
Physically look at.
Yes.
everybody's
Right.
maps.
it'd really be nice to have copies of other people's.
Hancock County does not have any copies. I've already asked.
There,
They're in the middle of trying to do something new, so.
Cassuth probably does.
And I sent
Yeah.
them,
I've used some of theirs.
I was gonna say, I sent them a message about getting one and I haven't, I guess I never thought to call her back, but I don't have one yet.
Yeah, I'd feel safer if we had a 3-county meeting first.
Okay. Perfect.
feel it out.
Yep.
Everybody that would be in, invite all the landowners.
Yeah, cause then we'd have to create, if we decide as a joint district to make a district, we'd have to have a classification before we can invite anybody. Because I don't know who to invite without knowing
Well,
who's in it.
That's where like I say, fictitiously created, and then tell them we're gonna have a meeting on this to create, this is everybody that would be in it. We can figure that out, and then say this is what we wanna create. Do you guys wanna go forward with it or not, or are you just gonna let nature take its course? Which,
That's gonna be questions for a joint, or a
yeah,
joint meeting.
no, yeah.
Okay,
Why don't you get that set up and then we'll,
yeah. And I think, do you wanna do it on a board day? like at,
Let's see, would it be
Oh.
in person or
I think we should do it in person.
like a
I,
type?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you say, have them bring their maps and,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you wanna meet like here or somewhere in between? Or
There's not a lot of places in between.
Barn would be about the most central.
Okay,
Well, there's a restaurant there. I mean, sit there or not. Yeah,
The barn would be somewhat central.
yeah.
okay. We'll see what we can come up with between the three counties. Okay. All right.
Yeah, cause Sue meets on Tuesday, right?
I don't remember. Do they?
Sue's meets Tuesdays and then Hancock meets on
Mondays. Yep.
So 2 out of the 3 of us will help.
Okay.
And if we need to make it on another day, we'll have to, I guess. We won't work into board schedules.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can come up with there. And then my last thing is, we're meeting with the DD 311 classification people today to go over that, so we should have that report soon. So, yep.
that's huge.
So you've been working those boys all
Yes,
hard this year.
yes, yes.
Are they
Yep.
regretting signing up for that?
I don't think so.
Not yet.
They actually seem to enjoy it, you know, the discussions we have and,
And they're professionals at it now.
yes, yes, very true.
So I think that's all I have. Do you guys have anything for me?
Might be something to forget.
The D1 project, they've dug everything now.
Yes, yep. I think they finished the pipe work too. We should be getting final quantities here real soon.
I just got another pay estimate. It'll be on next week's agenda.
Good. Now we just have to have a place for the water to go.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Let's go ahead and talk about, we've already covered those areas. Scott hasn't showed up yet.
Kevin's in here for open forum.
Okay.
Good old boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your rest report, Melissa?
I just wanted to give a little update on the Public Safety Center. After that letter that Kelsey sent, a lot of stuff got done. I can give you a copy of what's been checked off. Unfortunately, a couple of issues people are still dragging their feet. The valves, the wiring for the valves themselves. It's Lenahan and Jim and Dudes, I believe, are involved in that. And we did during that 4-inch rain the other night. They had some dripping in back. I tried to verify exactly where it was at with the sheriff. Well, he didn't bother getting back to me. Rick in back did say while I was in that front hallway, our best guess it was coming through that electrical conduit again. So before we get,
That hasn't been fixed?
it has not been fixed to the best of my knowledge. I tried to
So
verify
that
it with
should narrow it down a little bit.
what he was describing, you were out there that day, it sounds like it was coming from that same junction in that front hallway there, back by the special status cells. My question to you guys is, what do you want to do? Do you want Kelsey, have Carla talk to Kelsey and send another letter specifically to Jim and Dudes and Lenahan as well as John and Cresco Builders? I think they need to stay in the loop.
Yeah.
Is that what we want to do?
It seems to get their attention.
I don't know what else to do. This shouldn't be hard, and it's hard. You know, the upside is the slit they found in the roof, to my knowledge, there was no leakage in dispatch. So that's good news, but there was still in that hallway. So I will talk to Carla, and Carla will talk to Kelsey, and Carla's not listening to me.
I am, I'm typing.
Is that all right with you? We just proceed and do that again?
Have Kelsey send a letter to Lenahan, Jim and Dudes, Fresco Builders, and John Hanson.
Again.
See, I was listening.
Is it going to identify what still is needing to be done?
I think we need to just say that the seals still need to be done. We still have water coming in, and I haven't heard any proposal as far as what anybody wants to do with those valves. I mean, there's been, well, we'll put in manual ones, well, we're gonna put in manual ones, we paid a lot of, yeah, we paid a lot of money.
A little bit then.
Yeah, and I know the sheriff at one time, we were talking about Davies County's has, I don't know if it's an identical, but a similar system. Theirs works like a top. They operate the valves once a week, exercise them, so they'll open and close, easy peasy. So I don't know what we wanna do there, but I haven't heard a peep from anybody.
Well, all I know is we have a product that doesn't work.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I know, and we paid good cash.
We're not paid to determine what the solution is.
Yeah, and no one, basically no one's willing to talk about it apparently, I don't know. But, we can send a letter and see what happens. I don't know what else to do, but I didn't, you guys gotta be in the loop so you know what's going on. You know, a lot of stuff got done. But
Yeah, it did, look like a lot of stuff got checked off the list.
Yeah, it did. Oh, yeah, you guys got a copy of it, so we're progressing, but those big, really sticky issues, not so much.
And we're getting to that timeline where it's like long enough, we may not have any footage.
Exactly. So that's what I'd like to do.
Any communication back at all from them?
I can just speak for me, I haven't heard anything from Lenahans, Jim and Dudes, anything. Northern, the roofer, Northern Cedar was out there on top of it, very conscientious, Cresco Builders was. Northern Cedar was gonna contact the skylight people to get those replaced. I believe that's been measured, but again, I couldn't get anybody to verify it for me, and I'm not out there all the time, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But, as far as the other, no, not a peep, nothing from John Hanson.
About those skylights, they have a 20-year warranty.
Almost,
So
right?
it's not a big timeline thing there, but come winter, it will be a problem.
It will be a problem, cause they're gonna
Still
bring,
leaking in the short term until they get.
Well, it's not, those aren't leaking in, they're going in between the glass.
like the rest of the
Once
sentence,
it's gonna bust.
yet, they will be leaking.
Yeah.
But as far as warranty, yeah, we can keep turning those in, so.
I believe, and I'm not guaranteeing it, I believe those have been measured. I believe the rep for that company has been there and measured. And to be honest, talking to, I believe it's Chad from, Northern Cedar, I'm not overly concerned about that. I believe he will take care of it. So that's what we'll do with your approval and, throw it on the wall again and see what happens this time.
Getting after them.
Yeah. So, all right, perfect. Thank you.
All right, thanks. We'll go back to number 6 now. Scott Miners, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters.
Morning. One thing I wanted to mention this week, I've been working with Matt Duvet. He's got an application for the board, in front of the Board of Adjustment for the wind turbine project. And we revisited the resolutions that were approved for the last wind turbine project and built on that with some of their requirements. So you'll see that coming forward as it gets through that process. But just so you know, we've been working on that.
How's your projects going?
Slow with the rain, of course. And about all I can say. We had a real wet week last week, of course. And trying to haul dirt and finish up the one bridge, and it's got to be dry to do that. So. But I mean, except when the weather's good, we're able to move quickly. So we got a lot of time yet here as well.
So after the ones you're on now, you've got how many left?
Well, we have one large box culvert to complete, and then some smaller maintenance projects. Still,
That one up there on 150th.
yeah, that one too. It's just, I mean, I guess I call it a maintenance project for accounting reasons, but it's a big project, and we have that on the schedule yet too. We did, and are planning to add one more large pipe, but that could wait till spring. So it kind of depends on how things shake out, but that's our our biggest priorities are obviously getting the bridges and the big culverts replaced, so that's what we're focused on for the next several weeks, couple months.
Anything else?
There you go.
I didn't have anything. Thanks, Scott. Okay, let's go down to number 9, discuss with possible action to sign CEDAW contract.
I brought the copy of the contract with, but I'm gonna suggest that we table it.
Okay.
For now, there's concerns with, from both county attorneys, and we're gonna look into it regarding the language in part 6 of it.
I guess I'll be interested to see how it's gonna be resolved, but
Yeah, it's, basically in here, almost suggests that we don't even, need it as far as, cause our real concern is we just can't provide labor for, any incoming employer or whatever.
We can address that again at our next board meeting if you'd like, if it takes that long. I did tell the Worth County supervisors that, by not signing it, then it's gonna push back to October 1st start date. They were fine.
See, it was fine with that.
No, Worth County,
well, I would say they're totally fine with it.
no.
They're concerned.
Yep. But
I think they sound like they were ready to want to get rid of it next week. I guess if they have a resolution for that small change,
right,
and entertain that.
two of the Worth County supervisors are going to be meeting with the Howard County, board members, EDC board members, just to discuss how they do it. One of the things that I brought up was that, Howard County is not fully funded by the counties. So it is it's like a chamber or like our FCED. There was it was a non-issue to have a county attorney, review the contract. But we are different,
It still affects the county though.
right?
That's why I think, even if we have an agreement with, say, FCED or something, we still have to have our county attorney look at it.
Exactly.
All right, we'll table this till next week then.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
You bet.
Go back to number 8. What a little jump there.
Yeah, well, that's the last jump we're gonna make. At least across all the
Then
rest.
back down to 10.
Oh, we got more for
Well,
a
never know.
She's not, yes, so.
Discussion with possible action, appointment of one person to the county planning and zoning commission, one person to the county zoning board of adjustment. Did you come up with any names? I have one name.
I haven't gotten an answer from the one yet. Nobody wants to ruffle the feathers in case they end up on, because half the people want it, half the people don't.
So currently we have Harley Hasbrook's on both committees, right?
Yeah.
So that's your whole question. So anyway, he's still on. He's still on, he's still on. We've replaced one of these. So this one's way over in the west end. Marvin King, where does he live?
sounds like you should not violate rules.
Well. Commission. Other. Anderson. That's been replaced. Two Benson's on the force. Yeah. Those are the two far ends of the county.
The Mill Valley. Portland,
How about Mark Anderson at that force city?
Lake Mills.
Like Mountains. And you got Darla on both of those boards. The name I came up with was Barb Obley, Township. So that kind of, those two would kind of fill the middle. Willing to go that route. She's a retired teacher, so.
She said she'd do it.
She doesn't want to ruffle feathers, but she understands something better. She's look kind of looking for a job.
Hey, Matt, he didn't have any real idea. This is what the names I suggested, and see if we can find them.
If you support that one, then.
Yeah, should be good for it.
Okay. So I'll make motion to put Barb Obley on the county board of adjustment and the county planning and zoning commission.
I'll second it.
Motion from Derby and a second from Jensvold. Put Barb Obley on the planning and zoning county planning and zoning commission and board of adjustment. All those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
How do you spell her last name?
A-E-E-L-E. And they have Leland address, so. I think they sell. If they don't, I've got his cell phone number anyway. Alright, open forum again. And open forum.
Just watch the number of rocks you're putting out there on 360 up that road.
Never what?
Gravel. Motorcycle, must be a motorcycle driving.
Our engineer had way too much fun trying to get into the station the other day.
Well, pretty soon, this portion of the paving will be done today.
Are they hand painting the stripes? That's what I want to know.
The permanent stripes or
The permanent or the temporary, both. I mean,
the only thing permanent so far is the west white line. From here to here. That's the only.
I was gonna say, I know road construction crews on highways that live a lot faster, laying down 10, 15 miles of road at a time than this.
Well, I think, what do they have? They'll be done to Highway 9 now this week.
So, unless they wanna put another layer out there.
No,
Avele,